This is another 7 minutes on the Sabbath day, and I would like to thank you for listening. And I just want to tell you people that I'm trying to help you people. I'm not doing this out of any egotistical thing or to make money. I'm just trying to help you people. I have an idea of what's getting ready to happen. And I'm trying to get your spirits prepared for this. Not your bodies, not the carnal flesh, not the monkey. The spirit. That's what it's all about. In the earliest forms of Christianity, it wasn't about the body. It was about the spirit, which is eternal. They knew that the body does not last. All the body is here for is to let our spirits experience this world. And one of my favorite that I like to read is the Dead Sea Scrolls. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, it says that He, the Creator, the one law, capital O-N-E-L-A-W. That's what it's all about, the one law. When we deviate from this law, it causes imbalance. That's even what makes you sick, your mind. It's not just a body sickness, it's a mental thing that affects your whole body and you end up getting sick. But this is all about the Essenes. The Essenes were just totally spiritual, just like Lazarus. In the first copies of the New Testament, when Jesus is going to Lazarus' house, Lazarus cries out to him. I think I've told you all this before. And the Pope at the time makes one of his correctors take that out because Lazarus is supposed to be dead, fleshly. But Lazarus was not dead in the flesh. Lazarus was dead spiritually. And Jesus had to get there with a certain frame of time to be able to bring him back into the fold. That's what it's about. But by raising up a dead man, it made him way more this super figure that y'all think was going to let y'all slide for doing all these terrible things, which is totally not what Jesus wanted you to do. He didn't want to give you a free pass. He wanted you to earn it by treating creatures, by treating people, by treating the world, Mother Earth, like you loved her. Because love is the greatest emotion. The oldest, primordial emotion. Love affects everything. Now, I would like to tell you what happened to me. I met a man about a month ago at a beach where I live, a popular beach, and spoke with him, and another friend of mine was there that owns a store. We hadn't seen each other for a month. I have a Harley. I rode my Harley downtown one day, and I see this man walking towards me. I didn't recognize him at first, but then I saw who it was, and he walks up to me and says, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember you at Jazz's art studio." And he said, yeah. He said, "I just want to tell you I watched your video. And they're unbelievable. You need to keep doing this." And I looked at him, I said, "So I did not say anything to offend you?" He said, "No, you're just basically trying to wake these people up." I said, "Exactly." Now this man, I had no idea he was going to be on my side. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. What's your contribution to life? That's out of a rap song. I think it's Jurassic 5. But everybody, different cultures, different people, they all know something's very wrong here. But then I asked the man, I said, "So the way I look didn't affect you?" And he actually looked at me in the eyes and told me, "I know why you look the way you look." And I was stunned. I said, "Tell me." He said, "Because if anybody can't watch you give this message on love and compassion and try to get their spirit to a higher consciousness level by the way you look, they can't watch it. They're done already, aren't they? They need to go no further." I said, "Exactly. I think your Bible calls them chaff. Because if they can't look at me give this message because I look like this, that's a racist. That's a bigot. You know these people. You see them every day. You bump into them, take a penny and throw it sometime and you hit one. Because all they think's about themselves." And let me tell you the reason people are so self-centered and egotistical. Because they're using the feeling part of their body. Will power, we'll call it will, is constituted of basically three things. Thought, feelings, and action. Like your car. The steering wheel is thought. The engine is feelings. And the wheels are action. So you think You get desire or a feeling, and then you make an action based on your feelings, not your thought. So what the secret is to all this is being able to control your thoughts, which would then you control your feelings. Positive thoughts, good thoughts. But it seems like all in this world, you get up and read the paper or watch the news, all that's pumped into you is negative thoughts. No good thoughts. Never. You get up, read the paper, negative thoughts. Somebody killing this. Somebody shooting somebody. Somebody doing something. Always negative. How can you have good thoughts? And until you start thinking good thoughts, just like in the Matrix, cause and effect. The thoughts cause your feelings to stimulate, and then you have an action because of your feelings. Feelings, if you thrive on just feelings, it makes you a primitive man like a child. That's why y'all live the kind of lives y'all do, just caring about yourself, because you're not thinking. Thoughts. Thoughts is what makes you nobility, because that's the one thing you can control, your thought, if you try to. All you got to do is think good thoughts or good deeds. When you do a good deed, think about the thoughts that went through your mind, and then you'll know how to get your thoughts in this paradigm again. You've got to study. You've got to learn. The Essenes basically were the best psychiatrists on earth. Once a week or so, they would sit down and analyze themselves and see what they had done and what negative forces they had created. And it was about not creating any negative forces. If we all used the power of our thoughts, we could change this world instantly. But we're so distracted with every kind of thought, good thoughts, perverted thoughts, evil thoughts. It's all about good, love thoughts. And we would be just such a wonderful race of beings. But look at us now. We're terrible. That's all we want to do is be terrible and just think about ourselves. And as I said, the one man, I believe this was in Lord of the Rings, Gandalf the Grey says, all that matters is what you do with the time you've been given. Well, if I woke one man up, I'm good to go. Are you? Have y'all ever woke anyone up? Let me wake you up and you may be good to go. Because I said, we're all going to go. Whether the world's destroyed or not, you still going to meet the Grim Reaper one day. And if your spirit's not in the right consciousness, you're in a bad situation. So please try to free your mind for me. And like I said, I'm not making anything off this. I'm losing friends because nobody wants to change. Even Michael Jackson's song says, it begins with you. If you don't want to change, nobody's going to change. Thank you very much for listening. 7 minutes on the